Hi, Lori Trumpet here. Have you all seen Lone Zimino from Zimino Art's masking technique? It's very cool. It's a new masking technique where she uses Posca pencils to mask off areas and the ink won't flow outside of those areas that she has masked. Well, she uses Posca pencils to achieve this, not pens, but Posca pencils. The issue is that the Posca pencils are difficult to find here in the United States. I did find them on Dick Blick and on Amazon in individual colors, but not the white. And I also found out that I could get them, but it would take a month. So I wouldn't get them until the end of September. Unacceptable. So I decided to try an alternative pencil that is a wax-based pencil called Prismacolor Premier. You can find these on Amazon. You can also find them in Michael's and pretty much any of your craft stores. So let's see how that worked.
Okay, I just want to do a quick comparison. I finally got one Posca pen in the mail yesterday. I actually ordered 6, but one arrived and I checked the order and it said 6 more would be here at the end of September. So, I'll wait for that. But anyway, in the meantime, I figured I'd test that. This is the Posca, and this is a Prismacolor, which I tried before, just so we can compare the two. I am going to just draw a simple leaf with this. Now this pencil is very creamy. It's a very smooth, creamy feel to it. I'm actually going to go over it twice. I'm also working on a MDF board here because it's stiff and hard. When I was working on the paper towels, what I found was my paper was indenting and that was causing the ink to overflow. So I figured if I work on a harder surface, that would be better. So this one here is the Prismacolor. I'm going to do the same sort of thing. It too is pretty creamy. I'm going to go over it a couple of times. It is a little harder than the Prismacolor. I'm sorry, it's a little bit harder than the Posca pen. Okay. Now I'm going to try a little bit of ink. Let's start with this lettuce color. I'm going to apply a few drops here. A few drops here. This leaf over here is bigger. They both behave similarly. I'm going to come in here with honeycomb. Just tap that in there and there. Same over here. Just being careful not to tap it on the edges. Now I don't have the white and I used the green so you could see what I was doing. Otherwise you wouldn't be able to tell what I was doing when I drew the leaf. And then I'm actually going to take a little brush and just help this stuff along by just tapping it in there to get it moving. One thing I could do is actually use a little blending solution. So that's what I have here, blending solution in this. And I can tap that in to get it moving a little bit. And there we go, both worked. Before, when I was using the Prismacolor pencils, I wasn't getting the same exact effect because I think it was because I was working on a soft surface. And so let's do this. So actually this breached here, over here on the Posca side. But I think it's because my paper is a little curved. So I'm going to do another one. This time I'm using the Posca. I'm going to put some circles in here. See what that does. And then I'm going to do the same thing over here with the Prismacolor. Very carefully drop that ink right in the white space. The space is kind of small to work in, so I'm going to be very careful with the amount of ink that I drop in. But honestly, they're working very similarly. We had a little breach here on the Posca. Just going to lift that out. One way I probably could handle this would be to dilute the ink a little bit when I drop it in, so that it's not so concentrated and thick. So I could dilute it with some alcohol. But this is working good over here on the Posca side. I mean on the, sorry, this is the Prismacolor. A little bit of a breach over here to the side. I'll lift that out a little bit. Alright, so for the inner area, so I didn't get any breaches here on the Premier side, but I did get some on the Posca. So I'm going to drop a drop of my honeycomb onto here because I want to control how much I drop into these spaces because it's tiny. If I draw bigger, I wouldn't have to be so precise, but I did for this demo to make sure it fit on camera. Oh, breached. I mean, I don't hate it, but it did breach out. Probably because I had too much. Okay, interesting. I wasn't expecting this, but the Prismacolors actually held a little bit better than the Posca. So that was a surprise. So you can, I would say if you can't get your hands on the Posca, which if you're here in the States, it's hard to get, try the Premier. They look like this. These Prismacolor. They're not inexpensive.
So thank you for sticking with me as I tested out these two pencils. I did learn that the Prismacolor Premier pencils are a soft wax base, and the Posca pencils are a mixture of the wax and oil. So even though they behave pretty similarly for this technique, they are different in makeup, and you may experience different results. The other thing that I learned was that if you keep them in a warm place, maybe in a windowsill on a sunny day, that they will actually soften a little bit more and be able to be used because they'll be a lot smoother. Just know that also they will spread a little bit more if they're warmer. So you need to find your happy medium that gets you the right results when working with these. Have fun giving this a try, and happy inking, everyone.
Come learn, create. It's a life-changing opportunity, exciting.